What's the good word, y'all? It's your boy DKB here. So we got some unexpected news, and I don't know if this will impact our thoughts on the draft, especially when it comes to the defensive players that we may select later on in day 3 ideally. But Sauce Gardner admitted on the show, which is a podcast, if you will, that's with LeBron James. He was with Travis Scott, Ice Spice, Jack Johnson. He mentioned he had a desire to travel and follow the top receivers in the game, right? Sauce Gardner hasn't been a player that shied away from shutting down guys, but also wanting to have that Revis Island type effect, right? Not to compare those two by any means, but Sauce Gardner loves man coverage. He understands what he brings to this team and the NFL at large. And I think that is something that us from the fan base specifically, when you have a guy that has the quality skills and coverage that Sauce Gardner offers, not just in man, but in zone, we want to see him be able to go out there and shut down a number one weapon, even though we do have a lot of faith in a guy like DJ Reed. So when I was thinking about this originally, first kind of reaction to hearing the news, I definitely got excited, right? You think about a couple of games where maybe that could have shifted things in our favor, like the Cowboys, where CeeDee Lamb pretty much ate up MC2 and DJ Reed among, our linebacker unit as well. But this will put a personal stamp in Sauce Gardner's, accolades, if you will, for those that do dismiss the fact that he is a top tier or the number one best cornerback in the league. Some people don't even really want to include him in the top 3, and that's because we've had the luxury of DJ Reed also being a superstar on the opposite end. Now, when you take that aside, and by the way, he did also mention during the show as well that he's already spoken to Jeff Ulbrich. So from every indication from Sauce Gardner's perspective, this is going to happen. It'll be interesting to see if Jeff Ulbrich actually confirms this information at some point during the offseason, or if we get a glimpse of that maybe in one of the final preseason games. But I am curious what that would mean for DJ Reed in his role, right? Maybe a team will start trying to manipulate getting Sauce Gardner over to the right side of the field consistently, where I'm trying to think, I may have this backwards, but essentially DJ Reed plays on the right side often, right? That is his best position. He's mentioned before that's where he analyzes, views and sees the field from an elite perspective, right? And the production speaks for itself. When you move him over to the left side, if you want to play with him moving down into the slot, you aren't getting the same results. And this is just film study. This is statistical, analysis. Everything about him not playing on that right side, not that he falls off a cliff, but it's not that borderline elite play that you're going to expect out of DJ Reed like you will at his natural position there. So I am curious how that will, play into the minds of Jeff Ulbrich. Also, you have the fact that, Woody Johnson already put Robert Saleh on notice. He wants him heavily involved in the offense. So this should really be Jeff Ulbrich's first shot to really 100% have this 2024 version of this Jets defense crafted in his image. What is that going to look like? We do know that he was the biggest proponent of having that continuous defensive line rotation. Don't really know. I wouldn't say you can get any specific trends about what he likes at linebacker per se in terms of some kind of unexpected usage. And then he's going to have a new crop of safeties ideally this year. So a lot of moving parts for him to figure out. He has a lot of the same players, or at least guys like Chuck Clark who were here and then caught the injury but is returning. So it will be interesting, but all in all, I will say I'm excited until we start seeing some things fall off the wagon because of any changes like this. I think it is a huge plus, and for those that do want to see if he can truly follow in a guy like Darrelle Revis's shoes, where he is put on an island, he is exposed to having more vulnerabilities or those few and far in between chance plays where maybe something happens, outside of what you normally expect from that high tier play that he gives. But let me know what you guys think. Is this a plus? Is this a negative? Do you guys have any concerns, and do you think this impacts, again, somebody like a cornerback of the future that we generally expect to replace DJ Reed moving forward? I'll catch you guys again. Peace.